From this video, you will get tips to prepare for MD-102 Endpoint Administrator exam. About MD-102 Endpoint Administrator exam. Exam skills measured. Benefit of earning this certification. Best study tips for MD-102. 1. What should you configure to meet the technical requirements for the Azure AD joined computers? A. Windows Hello for Business from the Microsoft Intune Blade in the Azure portal. B. The accounts options in an endpoint protection profile. C. The password policy settings in a group policy object, GPO. D. A password policy from the Microsoft Office 365 portal. Answer: A. 2. What should you use to meet the technical requirements for Azure DevOps? A. An app protection policy. B. Windows Information Protection, WIP. C. Conditional access. D. A device configuration profile. Answer: C. 3. What should you upgrade before you can configure the environment to support co-management? A. The domain functional level. B. Configuration Manager. C. The domain controllers. D. Windows Server Update Services, WSUS. Answer: B. 4. You have a Microsoft Azure subscription that contains an Azure Log Analytics workspace. You deploy a new computer named Computer One that runs Windows 10. Computer One is in a workgroup. You need to ensure that you can use Log Analytics to query events from Computer One. What should you do on Computer One? A. Join Azure AD. B. Configure Windows Defender Firewall. C. Create an event subscription. D. Install the Azure Monitor Agent. Answer: D. 5. You have a Microsoft 365 E5 subscription that contains 100 Windows 10 devices enrolled in Microsoft Intune. You plan to use Endpoint Analytics. You need to create baseline metrics. What should you do first? A. Create an Azure Monitor workbook. B. Onboard 10 devices to Endpoint Analytics. C. Create a Log Analytics workspace. D. Modify the baseline regression threshold. Answer: C. 6. You have a Microsoft 365 subscription that uses Microsoft Intune Suite. You use Microsoft Intune to deploy and manage Windows devices. You have 100 devices from users that left your company. You need to repurpose the devices for new users by removing all the data and applications installed by the previous users. The solution must minimize administrative effort. What should you do? A. Deploy a new configuration profile to the devices. B. Perform a Windows Autopilot reset on the devices. C. Perform an in-place upgrade on the devices. D. Perform a clean installation of Windows 11 on the devices. Answer: B. 7. You have a computer named Computer that runs Windows 11. A user named User1 plans to use remote desktop to connect to Computer 1. You need to ensure that the device of User1 is authenticated before the remote desktop connection is established and the sign-in page appears. What should you do on Computer 1? A. Turn on reputation-based protection. B. Enable network-level authentication, NLA. C. Turn on network discovery. D. Configure the remote desktop configuration service. Answer: B. 8. You have a Microsoft 365 E5 subscription and used Microsoft Intune Suite. You plan to use Intune to run remediation script packages. What should you do first in the Microsoft Intune Admin Center? A. Enable Windows diagnostic data in processor configuration. B. Upload a Windows Enterprise certificate. C. Enable Windows license verification. D. Configure the derived credential settings. Answer: A. 9. You have a Microsoft 365 E5 subscription that contains devices enrolled in Microsoft Intune. You plan to use Device Query to provide on-demand information about the state of the devices. The solution must minimize costs. What should you do first? A. Onboard the devices to Endpoint Analytics. B. Purchase the Intune Advanced Analytics add-on. C. Use the Collect Diagnostics remote action. D. Purchase the Intune Suite add-on. Answer: A. 10. You use Microsoft Defender for Endpoint to protect computers that run Windows 10. You need to assess the differences between the configuration of Microsoft Defender for Endpoint and the Microsoft recommended configuration baseline. Which tool should you use? A. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint Power 81 app. B. Microsoft Secure Score. C. Endpoint Analytics. D. Microsoft 365 Defender Portal. Answer: B. Subscribe and like past question.